Hi, we have Mayank Tripathi with us today. So, Mayank,
Hi everyone.
introduce
Hi.
yourself. Yeah.
I'm Mayank Tripathi. I have been in Pune since last 3 years. I belong to Jodhpur, Rajasthan, and apart from cycling, I've been cycling since last little more than 6 years. In my initial years, I did a lot of racing as well as BRMs. I was into both of them. I still am into both of them. I love
Yeah, in
doing.
fact, Mayank is one of the few cyclists who I know that
Yes.
who loves both sprint as well as endurance rides.
Right.
Is it?
Yes. So I like both forms of
Why?
cycling.
Why do you like that?
So there are reasons for liking both of them. So
Mhm.
obviously about short races, it's all about excitement. There are moves being made in a race,
Mhm.
and obviously it's exciting. It's powerful stuff and exciting stuff.
So how do you justify you did a sprint of 260 kilometers? That PPT used to say that 260 is a kind of a endurance ride. It's
Yeah.
not. It cannot be sprint, but you did last month only.
Yeah, it was a cyclist.
It was a cyclastic thing. So
Yeah.
260 kilometers sprint. How can you justify that?
It was supposed to be a race,
Mhm.
but sadly there were not many participants,
Mhm.
so it could not qualify as a race.
Okay.
But I did major part of that solo. Initial part I had company of Chinmay, so he
Mhm.
was doing the 160-kilometer ride,
Okay.
and so for I guess 100 kilometers we were together.
Okay.
And after that I went ahead and almost did it solo.
Mhm.
So 260 is not very long also and not very short also, you can say. So I had to be fast, but I had to conserve my energy also. So you can say, so since in long distance rides nutrition plays a huge role,
Mhm.
I had to take care of my nutrition properly.
Mhm.
In short races, even if you do some mistake in nutrition, doesn't matter, because it's a very short race and your body has enough glycogen
Mhm.
to give you that push. But for long races, if you screw up in your nutrition, you're gone.
Mhm.
You'll face a hard time.
So how did nutrition help in your journey to podium finish in the Ultra Spice in January? You came up fast practically.
Yeah.
In the 1,000-kilometer race, it's not a ride as such. Obviously,
Yes.
the Ultra Spice is a race. It's not a BRM. So
True.
how did you manage your nutrition in the 1,000-kilometer race?
So my failure in Deccan Cliffhanger taught me a lot, you can say. I was able to strategize very properly in Ultra Spice. Then obviously I learned a lot about my nutrition, what my body was taking in. One major change I did in my nutrition was I took more of natural stuff in Ultra Spice.
Okay.
So what cyclists do, they consume a lot of gels and fasten up and all those things, and they forget about natural foods. But natural foods are very good. In fact, they're good for your body. They're easy to digest, and that's what I changed majorly in my Ultra Spice nutrition.
So do you make your own nutrition plan and hydration plan also?
Yes, I do that.
Or you
mostly.
get it from any coach or anyone?
No, I don't have any coach.
Okay.
I read a lot on internet, and
Okay.
so that helps.
So you are a self-made cyclist.
You can say that. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, because obviously, but if you are a professional, if you are going professional, you might need some
Definitely.
kind of coaching. And
Maybe
training.
somewhere down the line I might
Mhm.
hire a coach, but as of now I
So
think I'm-
yeah, so when your passion for cycling started, when did you start?
So I used to be a runner, to be precise. I used to run a lot since my childhood. I used to be a footballer and a runner, long distance runner. Not a half marathon and all. My specialty was 5Ks and 10Ks.
Mm.
So back then, I used to do 11-kilometer
That
cross
was in
country.
Jodhpur and
Jodhpur. Yeah.
Jodhpur only. Okay.
Yeah. So I used to do that in 40-41 minutes, 11K. So I used
Okay.
to be a decent runner.
Mm-hmm.
I had a knee injury around 12 years back.
Okay.
That was while playing football, and
Mhm.
because of that I had to quit running. And
Then you concentrated on.
then I
cycling.
took up tennis. In fact,
Oh,
I
wow.
played a lot of sports.
Okay.
Different type
And
of
what
sports.
other sports for our viewers? Please elaborate on that. Yeah.
Uh,
I have got a cyclist who plays other sports also. I didn't know that. Please.
So I have done fencing for a
Fencing?
time. Yeah.
Wow.
I've done boxing.
I should take guard.
I used to do horse riding as well.
Okay.
Then a lot of stuff.
Fence-
I've played hockey also.
Football,
considerable.
hockey, fencing, boxing, horse riding, and
Yeah.
cycling is obviously there.
Yeah.
And tennis. Yeah, tennis. I forgot.
So after tennis, I had a very old bike, my childhood bicycle.
Siddharth is watching. I can see.
Okay, I saw that. So
Yeah.
I just took out for a ride, and there was no knee pain.
That was
And that was 2012.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
So I completed my engineering, and I was preparing for my management entrance exams. I just went for a ride, and it was like a 30-40 kilometer ride,
Okay.
and I didn't feel any pain in my knee because of my running injury. So I was very, very happy for that, and so I decided, okay, let's do a ride tomorrow as well. I did a 50k ride.
Okay.
And again, I was very happy. There was no pain, and that is when I thought, okay, let me just look into cycling, what exactly the sport is all about, and what's the scenario in India.
So when was your first long endurance ride, kind of a BRM or anything?
That's a funny story. So maximum I did was 72k for
Okay.
like 6 months, 6 to 7 months. I had never done a century ride. I never thought I could do that. And so I did my MBA in Ahmedabad. I was doing my MBA, and that is when I saw a Facebook ad or something of a 400 BRM happening in Delhi.
Okay.
So Chiro and Shubho were managing that.
Mm-hmm.
And I just signed up for that. It was a 400 Breve. It was not even a 200 or 300. And I straight away went for it. And I was able to do it, although I was...
So what did Chiro ask? Can you do it?
So he didn't know me at that time.
Okay.
I didn't know him.
Okay.
And it was amazing. So I had company of Viju at that time and Rajiv at that time.
Okay.
I'm still friends with them. And it was an amazing experience.
Good. So that was which year?
That was 2013.
13.
Yeah.
Okay. So in the last 6 years or so, you have done so many. I can see your T-shirt where it's written
Yes.
London, Edinburgh, London. So
Yeah.
that was in 2017. So you did LEL also.
Yes, I went in
Okay.
LEL.
What was the experience there?
It
in
was
LEL?
both good and bad.
Mhm.
Good because I met a lot of riders over there, and
Right.
the terrain is really beautiful. It's like you're watching a painting in front of you. It's really beautiful.
So were you riding or watching a painting?
Both.
admiring the countryside.
Yeah, no pollution, good roads,
Mhm.
very good. Bad because I have met with an accident. I couldn't complete,
Mhm.
so I met
No,
with an
accident happens. I mean, that's
at,
part of life,
it happens.
Mhm.
At 980 kilometer mark, I hit a car head on.
Mhm.
It was kind of my mistake only. I was going too
Mhm.
fast. I took a
Mhm.
sharp turn and I just banged into the car.
Oh.
So
Was the car damaged or your cycle?
the car's windshield got cracked.
Right.
So-
that is going to happen. Yeah.
So did my
Always
helmet.
the cycles are always better built than any cars in the
Yes.
in the world. That I always say. Yeah. Okay, that's nice. And then, what would be your most memorable ride or most memorable race in the last 6 years?
Difficult to tell you.
As you are going to you are going to crew for Kabir.
Yes,
that's
I'm going to
you
crew
told
for
me, yeah,
Kabir.
for this year. But apart from crewing, what would be the best memorable experience in your cycling experience?
One most memorable would be the first 1000k ride that I did. That
Okay.
was again in Delhi with Chiro.
Mhm.
So that was Vaga to
Vaga, India
LOC
Gate,
and back.
Vaga, huh.
Amazing experience. It was dangerous also at times because I was riding alone at night. I was having hallucinations. I was
Wow.
watching some dogs, watching some rider riding with me. I was talking with them, whereas there was no one. I was just talking with myself.
Hmm.
It was amazing. It was a very good experience. In Punjab, like I met a lot of dhaba walas. They didn't charge me for the food. They were like,
Mhm.
"You're riding so much, just go. It's okay."
Okay.
So very good experience.
So what would you like most? Because you have done a 1,000-kilometer Breve, it's an unsupported ride,
Yeah.
and you have done a supported 1,000-kilometer where you came first this year. So what would be the better of them, supported or unsupported? How do you want to ride? Like solo, unsupported, or solo, supported with your
Right.
crew? In fact, Ruchi, his wife, is sitting with us. So Ruchi is one of his crew members.
Yes.
She was there in last year also. This year Ultra Spice also. Yeah. So how do you? I mean, what would be your better experience?
Unsupported is definitely.
PT sir is also watching, by the way, right now. I can see.
Hi Prashant sir, I know you. So unsupported has its own charm, I would say. So you're on your own. There's no pressure. Just riding for the love of riding, and it's not a race. You can enjoy the weather. You can enjoy talking with people. You can enjoy the food. It's not so in a race.
So you don't enjoy the food that is supplied by your crew members during a supported ride.
So there is a nutrition plan. You have to stick to it. Whatever
Okay.
your crew is giving, you have to take it.
So you prefer Punjabi dhabas to
So previously I used to, but now
Okay.
the thrill of racing is
Mhm.
more, I would say. I enjoy racing more now.
Mhm.
Food and all is okay. Although it's not like that. I don't like the food. I like the food, whatever I'm taking.
So
in
you are a
race also.
disciplined rider.
Yes, I
Right
like
now.
I like to stay disciplined. Yes.
Okay, you have matured to be a
Yes.
disciplined rider.
Yeah. So I avoid any junk food and all
Mhm.
aerated drinks. That obviously affects your
Right.
whatever training you're doing. That affects it.
Why do you train?
So my work hours are such that I cannot train in the morning hours.
Mhm.
I come home late, so I sleep longer. I wake up at around 9 a.m. or 10 a.m. and then I have my breakfast, and I have a lot of time. I train in the daytime, around
Okay.
12 to 3 p.m. That's the time I train. So I train indoors,
Mostly.
mostly indoors.
Only one weekends. you
Only
go out.
on Sundays I go out,
Mhm.
and obviously it gets a little saturated when you do a lot of indoor training. So Sundays are good,
Because you have the community of your friends.
you can go out, you can
yeah.
do a group ride,
Mhm.
and you can do some climbing that you cannot do obviously indoors.
Right, because Mayank stays in a place on Sus Road. It's a
Yeah.
very good place to have your hill training kind of thing.
Yes,
basic hill
the
training.
closest hill is like Katraj, half an
Right.
hour away from here. So
Mm.
it's very good. You can go for climbing. You can do a lot of stuff.
So what's the next race that you are attempting this year?
This year,
Ultra Spice is done.
Ultra Spice is definitely done.
Mm.
I'm not sure of. So there is a race coming on 1st May. I might be doing that.
Okay.
Apart from that, I'm.
That is
going
a
for Kabir.
sprint? Or
That is a short race. Yeah,
Short
it's
race,
a
yeah.
100-kilometer race.
Okay.
Let's see, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm crewing for Kabir, so that is.
That will take some time in
Yeah.
June.
So you can say my season is almost over for now.
Why?
Uh,
The Great Himalayan Ultra is coming up.
So yeah, that the time trial.
The time trial is
might
also
do
coming
that.
up in
Yeah,
Rajasthan
the time trial I
in
might do.
September.
Yeah, it's my hometown also, so.
Okay, so you have the home crowd
I have the home
advantage.
advantage.
Okay. So,
So-
but that would be an unsupported ride.
You can have.
You can have a crew,
You can
but
have a
it's-
crew.
it's optional.
just that the crew cannot ride in the route. They have to
Mhm.
be stationary at a place.
Yeah. Okay, and what is the future of cycling? I mean, maybe professional, maybe like you guys are doing, like we all are doing cycling as
Yeah.
an activity. So what's the future looks like in India?
Future is like, I would say, definitely on the brighter side, because when I started cycling, there were not many people who were doing it,
Mhm.
and in this 6 year span, I see so many people coming into cycling, and it's very good.
Mhm.
And obviously things will take time.
Mhm.
The infrastructure needs improvement definitely.
What kind of infrastructure?
Like more cycle friendly. You can have some parking spaces, maybe some side roads for the
Mhm.
dedicated bike lanes. So
Mhm.
things like, we have dedicated bike lanes in Pune, but they are not followed properly.
Right.
So we need discipline in that
Mhm.
front. So such sort of things will definitely encourage people to start with maybe commuting to their work, and a lot of people have started doing that in fact. So that's
So
a good thing.
okay, so our last question would be, what would be your message to the people at large? I mean, how do you want to motivate more people to cycle on the road, to take to the streets, not just as a weekend rider, but maybe as an endurance rider, maybe as a sprint rider? So what would be your message for them?
Cycling is a sport in which it demands regularity, I would say. If you are regular, you are bound to improve. Whatever you do, if you follow structured plan, that is really good. I would really suggest, if someone is targeting any race, you should approach it in a very strategic way, in a very proper way, so that you're able to train for it. You have to remove the guesswork out of the summary, out of the equation. Or if you're just a leisure rider, even that's good. Just try to be regular, I would say, because if you stop being regular, it is very difficult to come back. And once you're regular, you get a hang of it, and once you're hooked, it's a very I would say,
there is no laziness attached then.
Yes, once you're hooked, you're hooked for life. You'll never leave.
So I've
hardly seen any cyclist who's left.
You're practically hooked for life with the
Yes,
cycle.
you can say that.
Okay.
So as I told you, I've been into a lot of sports, but none of them I've stuck to. This is the sport which
none of the sports you can probably pursue for lifelong, unlike cycling.
You can, but you
Maybe
really
golf
need
you
to
can,
be
yeah.
dedicated. You really need to be passionate about it. Like just the way you're passionate about cycling, you need to be passionate about any sport, whichever you're pursuing.
Okay, thanks Mayank. Thanks for a brief chat
Thank
with us.
you, Supratim.
Yeah,
It was
thank
really
you.
nice.
Thanks.
Thanks guys. Bye.